you will be seeing as we pass, we will be seeing the difference in architecture. You know, till we get to the old Havana, which is the oldest part of and the oldest district of old Havana. And during the different governments during the 20s, 30s, and 50s, a lot of riots were organized against the different governments. And this was like, I mean, the University of Havana to be left. You want to take a photo to your left. This would be like the place where the students organize their riots against the different governments. Right over there, after you see the columns there, there's like a park or square around which there are some faculties, you know. Well, Fidel Castro studied here at this university. He entered 1945 and finished in 1950. And during that time, he was the leader of all the revolutionary movement at the time against Fulgencio Batista, not only here in Havana, but also in the biggest and most important cities like Camagüey, Santa Clara, and Santiago de Cuba. He was the leader, the one who organized the underground or clandestine war against the government. Because at the time, during the time that Fulgencio Batista was in power, there was a lot of blood on the streets, not only in Havana, but in Cuba in general. Anybody who would have just any difference, any different idea from the government would be tortured, killed, or disappeared. So it were the students the ones who decided to finish this, and Fidel Castro was the leader. In this area here, these are the most expensive, you know, flats, you know, apartments in the area. It costs up to 80,000. So you see, gosh. Take a look at your right over there. This is the Havana Libre Hotel now. Before Castro, it used to be called Havana Hilton. There's a big mural over there on the wall by Amelia Velaz, a very important Cuban painter. And this right here, this is the center of the social life in the modern Havana area. So this is the heart of the modern Havana area. This is There's a movie over there. Queridos Americans say movie. It's not the word used. Huh? Cinema. Okay. Sometimes I try to say English words, but I try hard, but many times I forget. Like if they say, once you say coach, I try to say coach because you say coach, but sometimes I forget. You know what I mean? You're to your right, the biggest ice cream parlor in Cuba. And this is one of the most important streets in the modern Havana area. You see a lot of people on the sides over there. Many of them waiting for the coach to arrive. Another thing I wanted to tell you about that is that I don't know if you know this in Cuba, the people who was it more than 90% of all the Cubans own their houses. You know, there's just a few people who live in rented houses or rooms or apartments, right? So they have bought it. Their houses have been, they have inherited the houses that they've been inherited by their from their relatives, right? And mostly like in Havana, for example, we had a huge migration in 1965. 350,000 Cubans fled to the U.S. Then another big migration in 1980, 126,000, right? And then during the 90s, after socialism collapsed, we had another big migration. So a lot of families, just the whole family, fled the country, and they left their houses to their relatives living here or in other provinces of Cuba, or they didn't have time. They just left, and their houses were taken by the government to be used as embassies, like in the western part of Havana. They're huge, they're beautiful beaches, big mansions, which are now embassies. All, I mean, this is in the another section of Havana where, which is like a residential area. That's where all the embassies are. Most of the embassies are of all the countries that have relations with Cuba, including the embassy, the English embassy, or the embassy of the UK. Better, huh? So this promenade here is called the President's Avenue, because more up there are some monuments of different governments of the different Latin American countries. Yeah, friends, this is the northern coast. Hi, Coco, you are in the northern coast. This is the northern coast, but in Havana. And this is the seafront that I was telling you about. It goes for 8 kilometers from one end to the other of Havana. I know that. From the modern section to the old Havana area. They began the construction in 1901, finished in the late 50s. This is like a